Hey guys, welcome back to Vanguard Motor Sales. My name is Tom, and today we got a gorgeous frame-off restored 67 Chevelle. Somebody put their heart and soul in this car. Let's take a look around. Take a look at this paint. It's like a burgundy, absolutely beautiful. All the stainless, the chrome, the bright work looks phenomenal on it. Love the cowl hood on this too. Check that beauty out. One of my favorite videos. Take a look down the driver's side. Absolutely beautiful. It's sitting on a set of American Racing wheels. Looks like some BFGoodrich is on there. It's got a raging 355 small block in there. Just very, very powerful. Let's check out the inside here. Check out the beautiful door jambs. Like I said, you can always tell when somebody restores the car right. They take the time, they take the latches, the strikers out. When they paint it, put it back together. Check out the beautiful interior. Very cool tack. They fit the aftermarket shifter in there perfect on the console as well. Just a very well done unit here. Remember, at Vanguard Motor Sales, we're non-consignment. So all the cars you see in our showroom are here because we want them here. We bring them in, we check them out from top to bottom, so we can give you a great, great muscle car. We're gonna swing it around here. We're gonna open the trunk, check out the inside there. Once again, look at down the driver's side. It looks absolutely phenomenal. All the chrome and the bright work in the rear looks great. Let's look inside the trunk here. Check that out. Absolutely beautiful in the trunk. It's got the GM splatter paint in there. All the jambs look great. They did a great job finishing them. Under the trunk lid looks beautiful. A lot of times they don't take the time to wet sand and make it shine. This guy did a great job. Don't like slamming those. Looking down the passenger side, the same beauty. Absolutely gorgeous. Remember, my name is Tom. I can be reached at 248-974-9513. You can call me 7 days a week. I can help you with financing, transportation, and ultimately, our goal is for you to park your dream in your driveway.
Let's take this 67 for a ride. What an amazing car we got here, guys. It's got a killer exhaust system on it. Looking sweet. She's a 67. Just absolutely gorgeous, man. One of my favorite colors. It's got a, like I said, I just love the tone of the exhaust. Just a blast to drive. Now here at Vanguard Motor Sales, we can ship this beautiful car anywhere in the world. You just give us a call at 248-974-9513. Stay out of this water here. so we can help you out with financing too if you need help. Tom will either walk you through it with the banker on the phone, or you can go right to our website and check it out online at VanguardMotorsales.com. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell button so we can send you a notification every time we get a cool car in. Now down here on the dash, you can see we got everything you need here. The speedo is working. You got to kind of peek behind that tack, but the tack is most important, man. You got to keep an eye on that tack, especially when you're using that cheetah shifter here, man. I love this shifter. I got one of these in my car too. Just nice positive shifts if you want to shift it manually. We got gauges under the dash. Looks like an aftermarket radio there. Of course, I never turn the radio on. Just listen to this thing, man. She sounds amazing. Love the sound of the exhaust on this car. Now we're gonna put it up in the air so you can see just how nice the bottom side is. We're also gonna do a video of the bottom side. We're gonna take pictures of the bottom side, and nobody else in the industry does that to every car they have in inventory. At Vanguard, every car in inventory gets pictures, video of the bottom side. That's the most important part of the car, guys. That's your foundation. We're here at our main location at 15100 Keel Street, and this is where we're gonna put it up in the air. Stick with us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our 1967 Chevy. We got it up on the rack here. So this car underneath has been dressed up considerably, and I would imagine that a lot of the money that went into building this car was spent under here. So you can see here we do have, looks like a really nice paint job on our fuel cell here, or fuel tank I should say. They got even chrome straps on it. Exhaust system obviously is very, very fresh. Looking at the bottom of the floorboards, you're going to see this running all the way forward on the car. That's all been like coated in like almost like a truck bed linery kind of type stuff, but it's not rubberized. It's actually, it feels like it's hardened. So it's some kind of undercoat type thing that's meant for this. But overall, it looks pretty nice. Adds like a nice textured look, like good background for everything. So as far as our rear end goes, this is going to be a GM 12 bolt, obviously. 373 Posi, and when I say Posi, it actually has a Eaton True Track in it, so the previous owner tells us. And it is, of course, a limited slip. We have checked that. Looks to have like a set of stainless lines on it for our brake lines here across the rear axle. We got drum brakes on either end of it. We always take that stuff apart and make sure that everything is nice and right in there. Set of aftermarket shocks in the back. I'm seeing here that our fuel line here is actually all AN. You're going to see that moving forward too. Kind of back to the, well, I guess I'll point this out too here. We got aftermarket lower control arms on it, the fully box style, and attached to that we do have a chromed up aftermarket rear sway bar here. It looks to be roughly like the stock thickness there, so it should be relatively stock, like, you know, ride feel. As far as the mufflers go, we have a set of Flowmaster. Once again, I believe these are 40 series mufflers. Powder coated frame on this car along with everything else under here, and that's something else too that I want to point out is I can't get you guys actually a date on the rear end because the powder coat job actually has covered it up. I'm not going to disturb the powder coat job. I'm sure you guys don't care. This car's a hot rod. So drive shaft, once again, looks like it's powder coated as well. Very, very nice job on it. We can see that the parking brake on this car looks like it is functional and hooked up, and I even actually cared enough to put like these little isolator pads on it to make sure that it didn't scuff anything up, which is pretty awesome. Once again, AN fuel line up here as well. We do have a Aeromotive, and this stuff is not cheap. Looks like a serviceable fuel filter. You actually take this apart and clean it. You know, we should never have to buy a new fuel filter, which is really awesome. I like serviceable parts. As far as the transmission goes, this is a turbo 350. It does look like it does look like it has a slightly deeper pan on it, of course, chrome pan. Now, I believe this is a 1970 model year turbo 350, so a little bit later than the car. Full-length set of headers on it. They do look like they have a pretty nice paint job on them. Looks like we have a little bit more modernized starter on it as well. All the control arms and like the front frame up here has all been powder coated really nice. This looks beautiful right here. This is not something you often see on these Chevelles. That's also a very famous jack point for them. So this looks really nice on this car. And of course the front end all looks brand new. I mean, you can see all of your nuts. I mean, everything here nice and shiny, doesn't look like it's ever been driven in the rain. They chrome the pitman arm on it. All like the adjuster sleeves are chrome, but the rest of it all looks to be all brand new stuff. So front sway bar on this thing is also chrome. Looks like we got aftermarket pulleys I can see up there. I can see a nice shiny radiator in it as well. Front drum brakes on this car, which is kind of interesting to see, interesting choice. Of course, we've been in all those too as well, and we make sure that everything's nice and safe with the drum brakes. We do know our drum brakes here, considering we deal with as many antique cars as we do. American Racing torque thrust style wheels, two 25/55 ZR16, so this is going to be like a more speed rated tire, and this is a BFGoodrich G-Force TA. Moving to the back, and as we're moving to the back too, you can take a look at the paint job on the side of the car. The body guy did a nice job and made sure that he finished his work all the way down here. And this is my favorite way to look at cars, to pick them apart, is if you look up at them like this, you see a whole lot more flaws than you do looking down at it, because a lot of the time people aren't going to spend the time to make them nice in this direction too, and this one is very, very nice in both directions. So back here, back to the wheels and tires, 255/50 ZR17s back here, but a little bit more meat, and once again they're G-Force TAs back here as well. So that all being said, let's go take a look at the polished up small block Chevy under the hood. All right guys, here it is. Now, first thing you're going to see is it looks like they did every bit as much finish work as far as paint goes on the inside of the engine bay as they did on the outside of the car. So more about the motor. This is going to be like a 355 cubic inch small block Chevy, which is a 30/350. Now the block is like 1968 to 1979 is kind of what the span of the casting number of the block is. It's like a 39714, if I'm not mistaken, is what the casting number is on this. Now, I couldn't get any further with that though, because they've actually machined the suffix pad clean, and once again, I don't want to disturb any of the paint to get you the actual casting date of the engine. But as far as the cylinder heads go, they did warm it up quite a bit with a set of Brodix 180cc intake runner cylinder heads. We have aftermarket rockers on the car. It does have a hydraulic flat tappet camshaft in there. As far as the intake manifold goes, we have a polished up dual plane intake manifold. This is aluminum, but it's got like almost like an Endurashine kind of like Edelbrock style coating on it. A 670, if I'm not mistaken, CFM Holley carburetor on there. Now this one's going to have mechanical secondaries, and this is actually an Ultra Series carburetor. This is the one that has the billet metering blocks on it. This is going to be 4-corner idle, the whole 9 yards. This is actually a pretty nice carburetor, and I believe these are actually aluminum. And let me see here, we do have an electric choke on it as well. Nice polished up set of like fabricated style valve covers. I actually have a set of these on my personal car. And outside of all of that, you can see we do, you heard me mention underneath about the aftermarket pulley setup, and as you can see here, we have a set of Billet Serpentine style pulleys on the car as well. Nice fan on the front of it there. Now this one is going to be more of like a go fast car. We've got just manual steering on this one. We do have power brakes on it though. As far as the ignition system, we have an MSD ready-to-run style distributor. Now, the ready-to-run ones, you don't actually need an ignition box to run them, so it's a little more of a clean install. I've got these on, my dad's truck actually has one of these on it. We like it quite a bit. It is a considerable performance improvement over like a stock style distributor. Aftermarket coil, it looks like a chrome coil on it. I'm assuming it's an Excel, judging by the color of the top on it. Underside of the hood is painted beautifully. Same thing with the inner fenders. I mean, overall, very fresh alignment it looks like the car has. And the headers that I mentioned underneath, they're actually a Headman set of headers. I can actually see the plate on it over here. Set of Taylor ignition wires on it. Nice polished up radiator. I mean, overall, very, very nice build. This one was obviously meant to show. You can obviously see that under the hood here. So guys, that all being said, if you'd like to come in and see this one, if you'd like to make an appointment, give Tom a call at the number below. We'll see you in the next one.